looking around and trying not to think. When you've grown up in your life thinking that seeing is believing, or that imagination is believing. Growing up in a world where you didn't need to remember because it was always on rewind for YouTube or the internet. So you never needed to remember because it was always a click away to revisit an old memory. And now I live with the consequences because I always put YouTube over everything. I don't remember my childhood. I'm only 20 years old. And I kind of sat today thinking, and I just thought of this as I was walking, that my memories of childhood, which even only 4 years ago when I was 16, my memories are blurry. I remember watching Five Nights at Freddy's 3 when it came out with Markiplier and my sister. I remember certain memories. I remember when I used to eat like total garbage. So much salt, and I still eat like garbage, but it wasn't like this. When I ate, I was like, I think, probably 15 or 16 or 17. And I didn't know what I wanted to do. I was just doing what I knew I could do good, which was being good at my music. I ate. I literally put salt on like everything, and I just ate. I became fatter and fatter, and I just watched YouTube until 1 a.m. every night. I mean, until I couldn't stay awake. And I did that every night until I went through probably half of an entire, like, cooking-sized half a liter container of actual salt. And I actually just constantly was eating crap with it. And my body just hurt and my brain hurt and I couldn't remember things, and I still eat like total garbage, but I'm working on it and I'm finding reasons to not. And it's like drugs, basically. You're using drugs to avoid thinking about the real world. And the consequence of that now is that if you do enough drugs, someone pulled a donut. If you take too many drugs, you don't remember your own world and your own reality. And the truth of the matter is, I can barely remember my own childhood. My family took me to Disney 3 times in a row with my sister. And other than some memories and some photos on my sister's phones and our old iPads and stuff like that, which is what took us to these addictions in these places, these YouTube internet addictions, these internet places. I can't remember a single thing about going to Disney World as a child. And the other thing I can't seem to remember is even trips I did recently. I remember very small things, like walking past, not riding, walking past the slingshot ride at Cedar Point and riding Blue Streak with my sister. Mind you, that was an 8-hour trip just for me. I mean, everyone else liked it, but I'm the coaster fanatic. I can't even do them anymore because I get so motion sick. I went to Hershey Park 2 days ago and I literally felt horribly, vilely sick. But I can barely remember that. Actually, no, that was like 3 years ago. 4 years. It was 2 years ago. No. You see my issue? I can't even remember how many years ago that was. It's only 2 years ago in 24 when I was 18 or getting ready to turn 18. Maybe my 18th birthday present, you would call it. Along with getting a very nice car and other wonderful things that I've been treated so well over my life that I don't even think I know how to really work, because I never had to work for anything. Because even the things that you could call that I worked for in my musical career, everything else was given to me. And the way that the things that I worked for were so autistic, not as an insult, but as someone with autism, it's a thing where it's like, and I'm not using this as a scapegoat. What I'm saying is that it's something that, it's a big deal, but my favorite part of being in all these honors bands, because I did a lot of honors bands in high school, was not even being in it, other than some select songs I remember, because they actually first songs that ever emotionally struck me. But auditioning and just getting to give the middle finger to other people and say, fuck you, I'm better than you, even though I have no character beyond that, and just being a dumbass. My only character trait at that point in my life, and I still don't have much, is being known as the guy who was really good at auditioning and playing music. But the truth of the matter is, I wasn't interested in anything else except winning those things. And I tried, but it wasn't even about winning, because I would accept most things. It was the fact that I always had another audition in front of me where I could always do better. And after those auditions stopped, I realized a few things. First of all, the world doesn't give a fuck. Second of all, not that those auditions didn't matter, but if I had learned to love playing music like the few times that I do, and performing, which is what I really enjoy, performing for others, because that's what it is. It's getting others' attention. That's all I really care about. That's the auditioning, and that's the whole thing of playing concerts and stuff. Being a soloist, being someone that was, for momentarily, in a point in time, important to the audience. That was what was most special to me, and it still is the most special thing to me now. And I'm trying to find anymore. And honestly, the last 2 years, I've been trying to find other reasons to enjoy music. And honestly, the other things, if music education, I'm working on my degree in it. If that didn't have so much other bullshit, and that I'm just, finding reasons to care, but also just, dealing with college and all that, and figuring out who I am and all this bullshit I've been talking about, going through that mentality while also doing the assignments. I like teaching students, and I love the smiles I see on young kids' faces, because it's seeing that innocent joy with all that hope for the future. It makes me happy to know that I was a part of making that hope, because hope is incredibly powerful. It's more powerful than any result, I think. Hope is a force that is like nuclear energy. You can't even see it, but you can feel it, and you can taste it, and you can smell it, and you can't smell nuclear energy, but you know what I mean. It's a thing that flows through you when you have it, and it's a thing that energizes you, and it's a hope. It's energetic. Let's put it that way. And having hope in your life is incredible, but it's also really good at teaching you lies, because you can take anything, you can have hope for it, and it can obscure the truth. So wow, I'm so good at music, and all of a sudden I'm nailing all these auditions. I have hope for the future. And it's not even, for me, it wasn't even that much hope. It was just, I think I'm going to be successful. I think I'm going to have success in my life. And it obscured the truth that having hope and having success in one corner of your life, and solely focusing on that, you can't see the rest of the world. And that veil was taken off me when I did my last auditions, even being college auditions, because I realized, you know what? Other than the scholarship money that it gave me, it didn't give me anything else. It gave me some sense of accomplishment, but it was like, you know, who am I doing this for? I don't know if you could hear over that motorcycle, but what I was saying is, you know, what does this do? Who am I doing this for? What is the point of me doing this? Why did I work so hard playing musical instruments, and why did I do all those things? And I think the truth of the matter is that I just did it for other people. And anymore, I'm trying to find reasons to do anything for myself anymore. Because I really goddamn can't. And there are some days where I don't know why I'm alive and why I have a reason to be alive and what I do in this world and what impact I make. But maybe that's the mistake. Maybe thinking that I need to make an impact is also part of the problem. And thinking that you are someone that needs to make an impact because in the little world that you lived in the little world that I lived in, of being good at music, I made a big impact, and then everyone knew my name. You thought that was, you thought you were important, you thought you were special, and you thought you made a difference. But to everyone else, you were only doing it for yourself. And to myself, I was only doing it to get the attention of everyone else. So it was being done really for no one. And so now I sit at the crossroads where the internet basically makes me barely remember anything of my childhood other than a select few people. Like, I can't remember what my dog looked like that died 2 years ago. And I can't remember barely what my grandfather looks like at all. I have a very slight resemblance in my head. I know with all, again with the autism and all this shit, I can remember that he always wore like an Eagles like sweater, and that he always got Wendy's chili, because we used to go to Wendy's a lot. And that the dog, I have this very small memory of the dog freaking out over him, and it was cute, but I barely remember anything. And my mind's always a mess every day, and if I question what I've been doing and working on for the last 8 years, if it wasn't for me, and I was just doing it for no reason, as I explained just a few moments ago, I've done nothing my whole life. And I've achieved nothing, and I can't remember anything. And it's like living with fucking dementia. And it's like trying to figure out the point of anything. It's like waking up one morning and just being like, you know, why do I exist? Why do I do these things? But it's not like a mental breakdown kind of panic. It's just like, why panic? But it ain't a panic. It's just a why dread. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a fucking retarded 20-year-old. Talk to you later.